NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Thursday, January 26th. Now, before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is a Discord link in the description, as well as a Patreon link where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. I do also need to mention I'm not a gambling expert. This is not financial advice. This is simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. You guys, these are just the plays I'm looking at making. Hopefully you guys take the information I give you, combine it with the information and research that you've done on your own, and then make your decisions based on that. Also, I do need to mention that, like for example, this video today, I'm giving 3 plays. You don't need to play like all 3 plays in one slip, like a 3-man power, or even when I give 2 plays, you don't need to play that in a 2-man power. If you like one play, you don't like the other one, use a play that you like a lot, play with I give you that you like a lot, and then combine it like that. Like I'm just giving these 2 plays. I'm not like saying that you need to play these in a 2-man power. So just keep that in mind. These the plays aren't always necessarily the best place to pair, but just plays that I do like. But let's get into it, you guys. I'm giving 3 plays today just because we kind of been in a little bit of a rut. As far as, we've consistently been hitting at least one prop on these YouTube videos, but as far as both of them hitting, it's been some bad luck for us recently. So I'm gonna give 3 plays today. Again, not like I just said, don't need to play these in a 3-man power. Obviously, if you love them like a lot, you could, but I'm just saying these are just 3 plays that I do like. And I just want to mention I'm not running these 3 plays in a 3-man power myself. But let's get into it. The first one I like is Jalen Duren over 10.5 rebounds here against Brooklyn. Actually, quickly, I think we have a 6-game slate today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-game slate. So a little bit of a smaller slate here. But Jalen Duren against Brooklyn. They don't have these over-unders here yet for these games here. Brooklyn is 7-point home favorites in this game, but I do think Jalen Duren will play enough for him to hit the over on this one. Detroit is kind of somewhat fully healthy. Hayes is back, Ivy, Bogdanovich, Duren here at the center position. But Duren, great hit rate this season, right? Terrific hit rate this season overall. If we take a look here, he's coming off 2 straight games on the over since coming back from that injury. Played 18 minutes against Chicago, had 12 rebounds in that game. And then against a tough Milwaukee interior, played 31 minutes and had 15 rebounds in that game. Jalen Duren, the odds here are pretty good on the over. DraftKings, BetMGM have this both at -135 over 10.5 rebounds. You can see here over the last 15 games, the over has hit 9.5 has hit 9 times of 15 when the line is set at 10.5. But a great matchup here against Brooklyn, who don't rebound the ball very well. Over the last 15, you can see here Brooklyn giving up the 5th most rebounds to the center position. Some centers just recently here against Brooklyn. We say Poto have 11, Jared Allen had 11, Vucevic had 13, Okongwu had 13, and Ayton had 14. But I like this matchup here because even if we sort this by last 15 here, last 30, Brooklyn is up here on the upper half as far as rebounds to the center position over the last 7 here as well. Brooklyn here still sitting at number 5, 5th most rebounds to the center position. But right, you can see here Jalen Duren over the last 2 games since coming back from injury, 21 rebounding chances, converting 15. So 21 rebounding opportunities, converting 15 of those. The teams that give up the most offensive rebounds, the Brooklyn Nets give up the 4th most offensive rebounds to the center position. And it just so happens Jalen Duren on the season, the 3rd most offensive rebounding chances in the NBA. 8.2 offensive rebounding chances in the NBA, or 3rd most in the NBA, 8.2 offensive rebounds. He gets around 3.4 offensive rebounds per game. And it's a great matchup considering the Brooklyn Nets give up the 4th most offensive rebounds to opponents. All right, so that in combination with the high odds on the over at 10.5, I like Jalen Duren here over 10.5 rebounds as the first play. The second one I'm targeting is going to be our wagon play here. It's Sengun over 5.5 assists. He's hit this in 5 straight, and he's honestly hit this in. If we just take a look at this, he's hit this the game log this season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight games now. 8 straight games. All these games here without Kevin Porter Jr. All these games, the offense really running through Sengun. He gets so many touches, so many potential assists per game. If we take a look here, Sengun over the last 7 games, averaging 11 potential assists, converting 7 of those, which goes to show that a lot of his potential assists are highly effective shots, or those players are getting really, really good looks off those potential assists for him to only be missing 4 assist differential here from his potential to actual converted assists. 8.7 assists adjusted over the last 6 games here as well. We take a look here at some centers recently against Cleveland. Now, Cleveland has a great interior defense with Jared Allen. and Evan Mobley. But take a look at this. I mean, Jokic had 10 assists. Ayton, who you would not consider a passing big, had 6 assists. Adams had 4 assists. Hartenstein had 4 assists in 23 minutes. Nurkic had 4 assists in 32 minutes. Miles Turner had 3. Kessler had 2. So we're talking about players here that are nowhere near the type of playmaker and passer that Sengun is. Having some decent amount of assists here against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And in my thinking, for Sengun to be facing an interior like the Cleveland interior has, in Mobley and Jared Allen, it's going to be a little bit tougher for him to score. I could see him trying to body with those guys in the paint, having a little bit of trouble, and then kicking out to a shooter or another Rockets teammate cutting to the basket. So Sengun also, what I do like, is playing a ton of minutes. I mean, really 30-plus minutes over his last 6 games here. I think he's going to continue to play a ton of minutes in this matchup here at home. We know the Rockets shoot it a much, much better at home here. So I like Sengun over 5.5 assists. Kind of just, we're going to ride this till the wheels fall off here. Surprised this is not a 6. This maybe has a chance to bump up to 6, but at 5.5 against a tough, Cleveland interior defense is going to be tough for him to score. I can see him definitely facilitating the basketball in this game here. So I do like Sengun over 5.5 assists. We can also see here over the last 30 days here with Kevin Porter Jr. off the floor, per 36 minutes, Sengun averaging 7.4 assists per game. 7.4 assists per 36 with Kevin Porter Jr. off the floor here. I'll take my odds here for Sengun at 5.5 assists. And the third prop here, again, we don't really give 2. I'm giving 3 today. I do like Vucevic over 17.5 PRA first half. We can see here a great hit rate. 4 of his last 5 games, 26, 30, 21, and 24 PRA in the first half here. Against some similar matchups as far as just center teams that get cooked by the center position. Golden State, Detroit, Atlanta, Indiana are all similarly at the bottom in the NBA as far as defending the center position here. Nikola, like I said, great hit rate for 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of his last, I believe, 10 games here. Vucevic has hit the over on this as far as PRA in the first half, and it's just a terrific matchup here against Charlotte. On the season, you can see here Charlotte, most fantasy points to centers, the most 3-pointers to centers, most rebounds to centers, and the 3rd most points to centers. Just we've been targeting centers for Charlotte all season long, and Vucevic has really been hitting his stride lately, playing well. I think Bulls starting to realize they kind of need to somewhat run their offense through him, taking first half to obviously mitigate the risk of a blowout here. But we're taking a look at centers first half PRA against the Charlotte Hornets this season. I mean, just look at some of these guys. Jokic had 38, Embiid had 36, Sabonis had 35, Adams had 33, Turner had 25, Valanciunas had 24, Sengun had 22. I mean, this is just, center's been cooking, absolutely cooking here. I mean, Eubanks had 20 PRA in the first half against Charlotte. So centers have been playing really well here. I like Vucevic over 17.5 PRA. All we need is 18 from him. I mean, he's consistently crushed above 18 over the last 4. So these are the 3 plays here. It's Durant over 10.5 rebounds, Sengun over 5.5 assists, and then Vucevic over 17.5 PRA. 3 YouTube plays. Again, not saying you need to play all 3 of these in a 3-man power. These are just 3 plays that I do like. Obviously, you see them here in one slip because I'm showing them to you. But keep in mind, pick and choose which one you guys like. No need to play all 3 in a 3-man slip. I'm personally not. So again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.